Authorities say Missouri City, Texas officer Crystal Sepulveda is expected to make a full recovery. Now, the incident comes as the growing national crime wave is causing a public backlash against progressive DAs. Many communities are facing manpower shortages in law enforcement. We're going to bring in now Lou Civello. He's a former NYPD officer and vice president of the Suffolk County Police Benevolent Association. So, Mr. Civello, I think a question many Americans are asking, what happened following the COVID shutdown? Crime has gotten out of control. I mean, what are the contributing factors, the way you see it?
Well, it's great to be here with you. And I don't think it's a great mystery as to what happened, especially here in New York. It's bad policies, bad laws passed by bad politicians that facilitate crime, that make it nearly impossible to do our job, which is to stop crime and take violent criminals off the street. Just a few months ago, they wanted to defund us. I think the Democrats have sort of moved off that now. However, they haven't addressed the underlying problem, which is they have their foot on the gas, passing laws that are pro-criminal.
So basically, officers are putting their lives on the line, they're doing their jobs, they're putting people in jail, and then there's a turnstile and the crooks are out of jail, hours later. Let me go here, though. I think that's what you were summing up for us. Last week, President Biden proposed $37 billion in funding for fighting and preventing crime. And this includes $13 billion to help communities hire and train 100,000 police officers over 5 years. This, of course, needs congressional approval. From the police officer's perspective, what would you say to Congress to prevent this bill from getting blocked by politics?
We need police officers on the street. We certainly need to fund our police. You see, even in corporate America, Starbucks now in the most woke cities, they're closing their shops and moving away. The people that live in these neighborhoods don't have the option of moving away and running away like corporate America does. The regular person, the people who live and work in these crime-ridden areas, they are begging for help. And we need our police on the streets. We need funding. And we need politicians and elected officials that are going to have our back and let us do our jobs.
Mm-hmm. And when I asked you, in the beginning, what's causing the crime wave, how do we fix it? I ask now, what's the first step that can bring immediate and noticeable relief as we wait for the president's funding to hopefully get passed by Congress?
I think that happens on the state level. Here in New York, we need to repeal bail reform. That is that turnstile that you referred to. We just had what certainly looked like an assassination attempt to me on Congressman Lee Zeldin, who's running for governor here in New York. And that person who attempted to assassinate a sitting congressman walked out the door. And if not for the federal charges, would still be free. So that's a broken system. We had Mexican drug cartels, the most violent of criminals, $1.2 million in illegal meth. They walked out the door. It's surreal at this point, and this is what we're dealing with on the ground as police officers. We need these laws to change, and it's not just here in New York. It really is across the country.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, there's no such thing as a progressive city or non-progressive city. People like us, we're people. Nobody wants crime in their neighborhoods, and so we need to get it together to protect us all and give the police what they want, and just have communication across the board. Lou Civello, former NYPD officer and vice president of the Suffolk County PBA, thank you so much.